Okay guys, so welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be taking down my knotless twists. These did last me for about 3 weeks. I actually could have left them in a little bit longer, but I was ready to wash my hair. As you can see, my scalp isn't even really that dirty. That's because I used a lightweight oil throughout the 3 weeks that I had my hair twisted, and I also used rosemary water on the days that I wanted to refresh my scalp. And it did a good job at keeping the dandruff at bay. So yeah, now we're just going to start by cutting off the bottoms of the twist. And when you have longer hair, you have to be very mindful of where your actual hair is. I made sure I didn't cut off my actual hair. So that was one thing that always made me nervous about taking down any like protective style, just because I was nervous that I would accidentally cut my own hair. But I feel like doing it myself really helped me remember where my actual hair stopped versus someone else doing it. So here, as you can see, as I'm taking the twist down, I'm just using a wide tooth comb first to get out any knots. And then after the wide tooth comb, I'm going to take a bristle brush. And I just did this just to ensure that I didn't have any like tangles once I got in the shower. So I highly recommend making sure you comb out and brush out your hair to get any tangles out before you get in the shower, because if you don't, your hair will mat in the shower. So make sure you brush out your hair or comb out your hair before you get in the shower. I'm just gonna clip away the hair that I already brushed and combed out. I also noticed with these twists that my hair was very waxy on the ends from when I used the braid gel. So I noticed that like some parts of my hair felt like they were almost dreading up. So that's why I also really took my time when taking these down. Also, if you just take these down and don't brush or comb out your hair will mat and dread up in the shower as well, like I just did. So just be mindful of that. Don't just take it down and leave it like this and then hop right in the shower. Make sure you comb out and brush out your hair. And I always like to, of course, start from the bottom, working my way up to avoid any fairy knots and extra tangles. So I just repeated this process throughout my entire head. I just cut each piece. I do recommend go ahead and cutting each twist first before you go ahead and unravel them, because it's gonna save you a lot of time. So cutting the ends first do help a ton with this takedown process. So you can go ahead and have that out of the way, and then you can go ahead and just unravel each twist and begin your detangling process with the wide tooth comb and then the brush. I always like to start with the wide tooth comb first, just because I find that wide tooth comb takes less of your hair out. I've noticed wide tooth combs are just very, very important for me in my routines because they help with length retention. And if you only like using a paddle brush to detangle your hair, I highly recommend using it vertically. So if you use a paddle brush vertically, that basically ensures that you won't have any breakage. I learned that in cosmetology schools. One of my first teachers taught me that using the brush vertically takes way less of your hair out and causes way less breakage. So vertical brushing is for detangling, and then horizontal brushing is for smoothing. But watching this back, next time I take my hair out of a protective style, I am going to start from the front and then work my way back. Because as I was going throughout this, I just found that it would be easier for me versus starting in the back and working my way to the front. So next time I'm definitely going to start from the top and work my way back. So I noticed that by the time I got to the front of my head, I had more product buildup, and that's because I applied more product throughout the weeks to the front of my head whenever I would refresh my hair. So that made sense that I had more product buildup in the front. I do recommend not using any extra product if you don't necessarily need to throughout like having a protective style, because it is going to create more product buildup. So I also feel like that helped my scalp and hair not be as dirty. Because I only applied like braid gel to the front or like edge control like when I was like leaving the house, or any extra mousse when I was actually going somewhere. But if I wasn't really leaving the house, I would just use a little oil on my scalp, like I said, before I went to bed every other night. and that really helped my scalp stay nice and balanced and moisturized, and it really helped me not get as much dandruff. And as you can see, like I just said, I'm using my brush vertically to detangle. So this really just ensures that I don't really have any breakage as I'm doing this. And even before I picked up the wide tooth comb, as you guys saw throughout me doing this, I finger detangle first too. So I take my time and use my fingers just to get the hair to kind of separate a little bit, because it was kind of like twisted from me doing the twist. This is how much shedding that I had just on that side. Not a whole lot. I was actually expecting my hair to shed more, but it didn't. So as you see, I was using my fingers first, and then I go in with the wide tooth comb, then the brush. Yeah, that's how much shedding that I had total before I got in the shower. So this is always the best part after a protective style takedown. I forgot how invigorating this feels, a good scratch before I get in the shower. So I was nervous that my hair would like be thinner after taking down a protective style, but it wasn't at all. And I'm pretty sure it was because I was taking care of my scalp and my hair throughout me having the protective style. So that's a big part of having a protective style, and making sure that you don't neglect your actual hair while it's in the protective style. So using rosemary water and a good lightweight oil like the one I showed you guys really helps the integrity of your hair throughout having a protective style. So I'm going in first with my favorite detox shampoo, and that is the Way Detox Shampoo. You guys have heard me talk about this many times this year, and I've been loving it. It has a ton of great ingredients like apple cider vinegar. Really helps get any extra dead skin off the scalp and ensure that your scalp is nice and clean without over drying your actual hair. So I'm just making sure I massage that in really well for my first wash. So for my second wash, I'm using a newer favorite. This is the Necessaire Rosemary Shampoo. I have been loving this shampoo and conditioner. I got it from Sephora, and it has the most amazing smell. It kind of smells like a light version of Abercrombie and Fitch or like Hollister. If you guys remember walking into any of those stores, it smells like that. It smells so good. And I like that this is a cream shampoo because it does a great job at cleansing the scalp and the hair without over drying it as well. And the texture is just really, really creamy and nice. Now, you guys know I usually don't drag my shampoo through because I always found that over the years that it helped me retain length. And the shampoo rinsing from my roots all the way to my ends has just always worked for me, because if I typically shampoo my ends, my hair gets extremely tangled. So that's why I usually avoid it. But since I had a lot of like waxiness on my ends from the braid gel, I just made sure I just drug the shampoo through my ends just to get all of that braid gel off my ends, because I didn't want my hair to continue to feel waxy, and I wanted to make sure that it was out of my hair. So this is the only time that I like to drag my shampoo through, is if I have a lot of product on my actual ends. But I usually don't have any waxy products in my hair other than this time from doing the protective style, which is why I usually don't shampoo my ends. The shampoo rinsing from my scalp all the way to my ends has always been enough for me. And that's how I've retained length for so many years, and I will still stand on that because that's how I grew my hair out from relaxed to transitioning hair. Like, that's always been a big tip for me, and it's always worked. So I still stand on that, but I had to do it this time because of how waxy my ends were. So next, moving on to scalp scrub. This is a detox routine, so that's how we're going in on this scalp, y'all. So I'm using one of my favorite scalp scrubs. This is from Briogeo. This is the Scalp Revival Charcoal and Coconut Oil Micro Exfoliating Shampoo. I love this stuff. It makes the scalp feel so cool and so relaxed. Like, this is literally like a spa treatment for your scalp. And I've recently just started incorporating scalp scrubs into my routine this year, and I love them. So next I'm just going to go in with conditioner, the matching conditioner to the shampoo I just used, the Necessaire Rosemary Conditioner. I was almost out of this. I had used a lot of it, so I did have to mix in some of my Nexus humectant or humectress humectress, I think that's how you say it, conditioner, because like I said, I was almost out of the necessary one, so I just mixed them and it did the job. Plus this Nexus conditioner does have a lot of slip. This is how much shedding that I had inside the shower, by the way. So after I detangled my hair, I just rinsed out both of those conditioners. By the way, don't be alarmed by the amount that your hair sheds when you take out a protective style, because technically your hair sheds every single day if it's just out and not braided or twisted up. So all that hair that was supposed to be shedding during the time you had your protective style is still in your hair. So the longer that your protective style is in, the more shedded hair you're gonna have when you take down the protective style. Next, we're gonna be doing a step that I do not skip. I'm gonna be using deep conditioner. First, I'm gonna go in with my Adwoa Beauty Blue Tansy Reparative Mask. This is one of my faves. It's super, super thick. So if you love a thick mask, you're gonna love this. So this just does a good job at repairing the hair and bringing it back to life. This is also a really good mask if you have heat damage and you're trying to recover from heat damage. So this is just one of my faves. And then on top of that, I just used one of my all-time favorites, the Shea Moisture Manuka Honey and Mafura Oil Intensive Hydration Hair Mask. I've been using this for years. You guys already know this is like the GOAT for me as far as hair masks, just because it's always performed the exact same every time I use it, and it smells amazing. So I just left this in my hair overnight, and I just went ahead and styled my hair the next day. So the first styler that I used is my Adwoa Beauty Blue Tansy Leave-In Conditioning Styler. This is a really, really good leave-in. So I put this all over my hair first and then just brushed it through with my Tangle Teaser. And it just makes my hair incredibly soft. And then after that, I just went in with a newer gel. This is the Thank God It's Natural Miracle Styling Gel. It's a water activated gel and it's supposed to help with shrinkage. So it's a curl elongating gel. I thought it did a pretty good job at helping with my shrinkage, but it's kind of a weird gel because it feels thick going in your hand, but I still feel like I had to use a lot. Like I used this entire bottle within one sitting. So I wish the packaging was a little bit bigger, maybe a pump or something, because I do like the texture of this gel. I just wish I had more of it. So I'm just extremely generous with my styler. So that's the only like downside about this gel. The packaging's not big enough for me. I just air dried my hair and there we go. Boom, curls are back. Hair is still just as healthy. And I did notice that my hair grew like a ½ inch from this protective style. So I really enjoyed the knotless twist. So I will have a full list of all the products that I use in this video in the description box. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys next time.